Cooper Flagg and Ryan Nembhard lead the Dallas Mavericks to a win over the Lakers in Summer League. We break down all the key performances tonight. Coming up next on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. Here we go. Hey, what's up, DLLS Mavs Nation? It's your man, Kevin Gray, alongside Mavericks beat writer Tim Cato, Mavericks analyst Bobby Carell, and our national NBA insider Mark Stein. We, of course, are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys covering your favorite team, especially when they beat the Lakers in Cooper Flagg's debut at NBA Summer League. We are live at Westgate Superbook in Las Vegas, Nevada. Of course, your home of legendary Vegas fun, the must-see destination for sports fans visiting Las Vegas. Recently voted the most best sports book in Las Vegas. I'm tired. Best sports book in Las Vegas. The most best. That's right.
Bestest.
That's right. Visit WestgateResorts.com today for the Superbook Westgate. Gentlemen, 87-85, the Dallas Mavericks, Bobby Carell, win over the Los Angeles Lakers. Bronny James missed what would have been a potential game-winning three-pointer. And Cooper Flagg, Ryan Nembhard, Miles Kelly and company lead the Mavericks to a win in a successful debut for the kid from Duke.
That is so true, Kevin. That is so true. I was also a big winner tonight. Mavs plus 135 represent. The woman at the desk is from Vegas, is born and raised here, but is a Mavs fan. And she said because of Dirk. So she's been a Mavs fan for a while.
Shout out to Dirty. Love
yeah,
that.
Shout out to our friends at the Westgate, and thank you for the cash winnings. Look, man, shooting splits in Vegas don't really matter. All that matters is confidence. All that matters is getting out the first game jitters, like Kyrie said after the game, and just getting out there and playing ball. And the sequence of the game came with a minute left. Some NPC on the Lakers decided to test Cooper Flagg right at the rim with some weak stuff. And Cooper said, no, thank you, sir. Came away with the ball, ran the fast break, penetrated, stopped, kicked it out to Nembhard for the open three. Boom, Mavs in the lead. They go on to win. That's what matters, is coming up at the play in the big moment and delivering a win. Ryan Nembhard, thank you for existing. But yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the splits or anything.
There's a new Omax in town.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Oh,
no.
Damn.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
Okay.
He's exuberant. Give him some slack.
But Ryan Nembhard is my guy.
Cooper Flagg's block with a minute left in the game. He gets the rebound, able to run the break, finds Ryan Nembhard, knocks down what would be the go-ahead three-pointer for the Mavericks to win 87-85. Yes, Cooper Flagg went 5 of 21, Tim Cato, but at the same time, kept it in perspective after the game with his words as he spoke to the media after the game.
He was not phased. That was my takeaway from Cooper's post-game press conference. Now, he said it was one of the worst games of his life, and it was. It was a bad game. He had a bad game. That's okay. That's okay. He shot 5 of 21. It was a bad game. I think if you run that back, there's a few more shots he makes in that sequence. He emphasized one of the very first things he said is like, he kind of said the word experiment. He talked about how this was a different role. Later, when he talked about what needed to get better, it was the rhythm. It was, getting into sets and running some plays quicker. And this is kind of the whole thing, and maybe we can table this. Maybe we can get in more into this in the next segment. Just the idea okay, what is he going to do against a set defense as the lead creator? And what I loved and what I wanted to see was him try to go get shots out of it. And he got shots out of it. And I do think that some of them were shots that are going to fall on another night, the same exact look, the same exact defender. He had moments where he was matched up on Bronny. And the crowd loved it. This was not Lonzo Ball versus Ben Simmons.
At one point, Cooper called for a clear out. Was Bronny over there on
but that's what he said after. He had a small matchup.
Yeah,
that is the right basketball play. I would say that this Cooper Flagg performance was defined by he made the right play over and over and over again. Now, it didn't result in a great night. It was a bad game. He said it himself. It was a bad game. But for the most part, like we have seen a player, like we saw little bits of everything. We saw him in transition. We saw him, make a few brilliant passes. That's if anything popped, like that's what popped.
I don't think it was a bad game. I think he just missed shots.
Well, he called it a bad game.
Yeah, he's wrong.
Look, he forced some stuff. I think in the moment he forced some stuff,
and that's what Dallas wanted him to do.
And I think that's what we wanted him to do.
Yes.
I mean, let's face it. Nembhard was the standout, and Bobby Karalla has a new man
and
crush
Kelly.
and all that.
But
we are here to cover Cooper Flagg. That's what we wanted to see. So if he forced it a little bit and took a few too many shots, like I think we'd rather see that than a passive showing. I mean, obviously it would have been better if he went 13 for 21. I mean, okay, he didn't shoot it well. Also, I think it was pretty physical. I think the refs let some stuff go, and that was a factor. But I mean, as someone who does not watch anything in the college game unless it involves Cal State Fullerton, so like you guys have all seen.
You're not catching a lot of Duke in that case.
Although I will say that we did the last time Fullerton went to the tournament, we played Duke in the first round, and I went all the way to South Carolina to be there. So I would dispute that to some level.
Was that Derek Lively?
That was Paolo Banchero and Mark Williams.
Okay, okay.
That's why I'm a Mark Williams expert, because I saw him play once in college with my own eyes. So look, you guys have all seen way more of Flagg than me, but just like because he's new in my just the size, he is so
he's a big dude,
gargantuan for
a big dude.
I mean, maybe he's eventually. I mean, like you heard, Jason Kidd wants him playing the point, but like we look at him, I guess, as a wing. I mean, he is big. He is big.
He's bigger than Tatum.
Like and it just
like at 18 years old, being 6'8",
yeah,
220 already.
At 18,
yeah,
he might grow. I'm not joking.
Yeah,
there is a
Giannis
very
did.
real plausibility that he ends up being 6'10".
Yeah, I mean, Giannis grew 3-4 inches after being in the league.
So like as someone who has not watched him play 100 times, like. And maybe it's just because we're surrounded by giant TVs.
What you think about the? What you think about the nerve, the panache on that dunk that almost? Oh my God!
Oh man,
almost
he went for
that
it.
would have changed the tenor of the show and the night had had he converted that.
Tim and I
probably the trajectory of our YouTube channel.
No, seriously, like Tim and I obviously were sitting in the building, and you just hear the crowd just grow to a crescendo as he starts to go up to try to punch it, and you just hear the crowd just oohing and eyeing. Obviously, he missed a dunk. But the crowd was ready to explode if he had put that dunk down inside Thomas.
He doesn't
Mack tonight.
have a fearful bone in his body.
Yeah, like I was saying, this was not Lonzo Ben Simmons where every single seat was filled. Because, like, if Cooper was playing for the Lakers, God forbid such a thing to ever happen, that's a scenario where it's complete. But for a Thursday night, a summer league typically starts on Fridays. A Thursday night, a weekday night, and obviously it's the Lakers, obviously it's Cooper Flagg, but there's going to be a lot more people coming in for NBA Summer League starting tomorrow. It was, a lot of the upper bowl was filled. It was a fairly loud crowd. It was a fun
really good
environment.
atmosphere.
And what I'll say is, like, obviously the majority of those people were Lakers fans.
This is a Lakers town. It is a Lakers town.
Yeah, of course.
Town.
Yeah. Like Las Vegas is known as being, Los Angeles
adjacent.
East,
Yes.
But there was hugely loud cheers when Nembhard hit his three. Because ultimately, even if you're a Lakers fan, you come to Summer League to watch a good basketball or watch a semblance of good basketball. So I thought that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Now, the crescendo also rose as Bronny James comes down, the clock ticking down. There's a chance he obviously put up the attempted game-tying or game-winning three.
Which respect.
Yeah.
No one's trying to go to overtime.
Yeah.
Put that
100%.
ball up from way, way far away.
Yeah.
Ethical jump shot that Bronny took, because if he had tried to go for two, I would have been really upset.
Yeah.
It's already late. We're trying to get out of here, but he went for the
Although
three.
Coop would have raced that too.
Yeah.
It's time to be homers.
And then the rest of painting the scene, a lot of Mavericks. Anybody on social media probably already saw it, but it was Kyrie, PJ Washington, Naji Marshall, Jaden Hardy, Brandon Williams,
Max Christie.
Max Christie.
Omax.
Patrick Dumont was there. Was
He
Omax
was?
there?
Omax was there.
Oh, I did not spot him. Andrew
Why don't you
Nembhard.
lead with that?
I didn't spot Andrew Nembhard either, but apparently Andrew
He was there.
there.
Yep, he was
Yeah,
there.
I did not lay.
Lots of TV
I did not lay
time.
eyes on him.
Conspicuously
but I
not
believe that he was
sitting
there.
with his future teammates, though. He was sitting kind of off, a few rows away.
Let's see. Patrick Dumont was there.
Yeah.
Mark Cuban was there.
Every single known
Jason Kidd was there and
Yes.
very chatty. Was just saying hi to everybody.
Very chatty.
Pretty much every member of the front office. Michael Finley, Matt Riccardi, Andrew Baker. Nico Harrison was not there. Just want to note that. I have no takeaway. Just noting for the record, Nico Harrison was not there. Pretty much everybody else in Mavs land was there. It was a celebrity scene.
The
LeBron
block is
James
still,
also was
probably
not
a
there.
little too hot to be at a Lakers game.
Yeah. LeBron James also did not show up, despite our...
I was wrong. I thought
Yeah.
LeBron was going to be there.
LeBron and Nico having an offsite meeting?
No, I do not believe so.
Oh, okay.
Savannah and their daughter was
You will
front
just
row
not
and,
let
and
this go, will
center.
you?
They were front and center watching. Bronny
Tanner,
James.
we need the bell now that used to be for the Utah
I
game.
got an agenda to push,
Because
man.
every time Bobby brings up,
Are we spamming LeBron right now? Is that
I've
what
got
we're
a
doing?
job to do.
Got it. But as Tim said, it was a lively atmosphere. Every dignitary that you could possibly think of was in the building. Every luminary from every media department or media outlet that you could think of was in the building tonight. It was a really fun atmosphere. This was my first summer league game to cover, and a hell of a one to pick with the Lakers and the Mavericks. Taking
Yeah,
on
I
each
felt
other.
bad at one point. We were walking together, and then I had like 3 straight media friends come up to me, and I was like,
Yeah, let's
"Yeah,
just
like
get this,
you're good.
Let's
Kevin.
just
You're
get this on record. Tim Cato was the man of the hour, okay?
Oh, hardly.
There were a lot of folks like, oh, my gosh, I miss you, Tim. I love you, Tim. We want you back, Tim. You can't have him. He's with us now. But, no, it was a lot of fun inside Thomas and Mack tonight. We'll get
Tim Cato has 30 friends.
Oh,
said
he was
3.
the
He
man.
said 3.
He was the man
said
tonight.
30.
Trust me.
Did you say 30 or 3?
He said 30.
Oh, yeah, all folks was walking up to Tim. Like, before we even got in the building, one guy for sure walked up to him, and I'm sitting there like,
yeah, guy, Jason Quick.
Yeah, that's right.
Famed-
No, I'm just saying.
Well, it's time to
Blazers
even
writer
the
of
score
The
a little
Athletic.
bit, okay?
Yeah.
While Tanner and I were watching the game, someone complimented Tanner's shirt.
Let's go.
Aw.
He's wearing the DLLS Mavs podcast logo shirt.
Yes, which is a fan favorite.
Same one?
Among diehards.
No,
for
I'm
sure.
wearing the
Oh, I
DLLS.
see it. I see it now. I see it.
He's
I'm
repping
wearing
the stars
his,
tonight.
I don't know
his
if you can
laptop
see it. You got
was-
this one. Oh, my
was
God.
called-
Yeah, what are you doing?
Get it together.
Get it together.
First
Corella.
beer of the night, too. Can
And
you imagine?
already, good gracious. That was only the first one?
And it was on the house, too.
Oh, shout out to you. We'll get
This
into that a
is
little bit later on.
shocking
I'm
stuff.
telling you, my friend at the desk.
This is also my first, so cheers to that. Well
Cheers
earned.
to the
Cheers.
two of you.
Yeah.
Cheers to you, too, Coop and Ryan and the whole gang.
Stein, we'll just tap phones. That's what we got. We'll just tap our phones. Let's take our first break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, more reaction from Cooper Flagg's debut. Yes, he shot poorly, but he made some plays. Plus, a little bit later on, Ryan Nembhard made an impression tonight. We'll talk about that and more coming up next year on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. But first, I want you to manage your money. I want to help you manage your money. And to do that, you can do it with Monarch Money. If you're having a rough time tracking where your money goes, you can do so with a financial coach, a personal financial coach with Monarch Money. With Monarch Money, they're able to manage your finances to build the life that you actually want. Without a clear financial picture, you don't know necessarily where you want to go. Monarch Money wants to give you that clear financial picture to make sure that you are meeting all the goals that you have, whether it's debt payoff, whether it's credit card debt payoff, all the things that you want to manage to get your finances in order. Monarch Money can help you do it. And financial stress is one of the top reasons relationships fall apart. Monarch Money makes those conversations that much easier. Plus, you can even share access with a financial advisor or tax pro at no cost, which is really important if you want to get your finances in order, especially with Uncle Sam for sure. So get control of your overall finances with Monarch Money. Use code DLLS at monarchmoney.com in your browser for half off your first year.
I have a system. Don't mess with me.
That's 50% off your first year at monarchmoney.com with code DLLS today.
Have you smelled your grundle lately?
Yo!
If you have,
Yo!
you're probably not going to like what you're smelling,
Good
all right?
gracious.
But our friends at Mando will get you smelling right. It's your whole body that sweats, fellas. It's
You
not
really
just
worried
your
me
pits.
when you said whole. like that.
Let him finish. He's got
Your butt crack
45
smells
seconds.
After
too.
this goes,
Your butt crack smells too. Everywhere on your body smells. It's not just your pits. You got to smell right from head to toe. And Mando's not only going to get you smelling good, it's also going to control the odor for many hours afterward. And it's also going to keep your sweat in line too. You got to keep that under control. It's summer. You're going to be in the pool. You're going to be around people in the casino. You're going to be going to work. You're going to be going on dates. You're going to be hanging out with friends and family. You don't want to be stinking up the joint like the Lakers did tonight. Mando Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, and free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code DLLS at shopmando.com. That includes free shipping as well. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe and everywhere in between with Mando.
Mavericks get it done 87-85 in Cooper Flagg's debut. He goes 5 of 21, but at the same time, Flagg was able to put together a nice performance in 32 minutes. He scores 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals.
32 minutes. We were saying like low 20s.
1 block. That's right. He definitely played 32 of the 40 minutes available in tonight's game. Ryan Nembhard contributed, going an ethical 8 of 14 from the field with the 21 points, going a +6 in the 33 minutes that he played tonight. Let's talk about more reaction from tonight's game. As we've talked about the atmosphere inside of Thomas and Mack, as far as the Mavericks and Lakers were concerned, a lot of folks that you know and have heard of were in the building tonight to see Cooper Flagg's debut. Jason Kidd was among them, of course, talking with us prior to the game as well. Very, very excited, Jason Kidd, to be in the building tonight. Also made an appearance on ESPN as well. As you, Bobby Carell, and Mark Stein were watching the game here, what were your thoughts and feelings as you were watching the game and what you were taking?
Actually, I want to turn this discussion on its head because Thomas and Mack is, again, being as selfish and myopic as sometimes I tend to be, a very special place to me. When I was in college, we were in the same league as Vegas. The Thomas and Mack it is old, it is run down, it needs renovation, whatever. But like to me, it is a basketball temple. It is a special place. I will always be excited. So I mean, for you to say your first summer league game, I want to hear from your seat. Just you paint a picture for me. What was it like to be in there on a night like this?
It was pretty incredible sitting there, or actually standing there throughout the course, because Tim made mention of it, waiting to find a seat to be able to sit down to watch the game. We stood there for pretty much about an hour or so because there was just that many media members that were there. But you see person after person, coach after coach, player after player inside the building. It was awesome. I mean, you feel it. I'm not going to say it was anywhere near the levels of a finals game because it's not anything close to that. But the energy in the building was palpable. Like, you could tell there was a buzz in the air about, oh, man, this is Cooper Flagg's first game as a Dallas Maverick. Obviously, the Lakers contingent was there as well. You could see who was there to watch and enjoy the game. Kyrie Irving. You saw the entire Mavericks group walk in together as a team, take their seats. Rich Paul was there as well. So it was a pretty amazing atmosphere. I just wanted to take it all in because as you're walking in, you walk down the stairs, you see some random folks as well. Like, check this out. I'm standing there and walk past me is a shorter gentleman, bald head, older gentleman. It's Joey Crawford, of all people, walking right past me.
He comes to Mavs games a lot.
Well, you know why?
Yeah.
Joey's he is now a referee instructor.
Oh,
So he is
oh,
here,
did not know
so
that.
he is here to. I should make sure he is still doing that, but I'm 99% sure he still is. He is trying to help teach and mentor the next generation of referees. So he is as you guys, we see him at games of the AAC, sitting in the seats right behind where I am on press row. And there was it last season or maybe the season before, Cuban spotted him, and Cuban was mad with whatever was happening in the game. Yeah, and like going to Joey to complain at halftime. It's just like,
this definitely happened a few times.
And of course,
he was at, like,
Joey is like,
he's a character,
Hall of Fame. I love the man. I think he is one of the greatest referees we've ever seen. I'll tell you something else. Dirk Nowitzki loved when Joey Crawford was assigned to a Mavs game. Just he loved the way that Joey ran the game. And I am a big fan.
Yeah, Joey Crawford was there. Now go with the jokes. These are jokes. The extender was also there. Scott Foster was
Oh, I
also
didn't see
there.
Scott.
Yeah, Scott Foster was there as well at the game. So
Doc Rivers was there.
Doc Rivers was there. He
Yeah.
walked by. Ran into.
Why were none of these guys invited to come on the show?
Oh, every single one of them we invited.
We tried to.
Huh.
That's right. Also ran into.
But they said they would take your mic.
That's
And
all
we
right.
just wouldn't allow that.
I'll
No.
I'll sacrifice.
We want Mark Stein far more than we want Doc Rivers.
especially when he talks like this and he has his hoarse voice like this.
Doc Rivers is one of the greatest talkers in NBA history. I would make that trade every day and twice on Sunday.
And also ran into new associate head coach for the San Antonio Spurs, Sean Sweeney. It was a little weird seeing Sean in his Spurs regalia as he was at the game tonight. Of course, Spurs playing the Philadelphia 76ers as we speak right now at Thomas and Mack. Him and his head coach, Mitch Johnson, were in the building. So it was a little weird when I walked up to him and said hello. I had to take it back a second because it was like, oh, that's Spurs gear. That's not not our guy anymore. So
He's still our guy.
he is
still our guy.
Yeah. So it was good to see him as well. So I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, first one to be here in Las Vegas.
And first time ever in that arena.
Ever in that arena as well. Saw the founder of Summer League. He was off to our left, standing over near the stairs as well. So it's a pretty surreal atmosphere in there. A lot of tremendous media folks in there who I think the other part for me that was cool is I've talked to a lot of these folks virtually over the years. So to run into your man, Jake Fisher, for the first time in person was also kind of surreal because I was actually finally able to shake his hand and say what's up. And, good to meet him in person.
Oh,
for
look,
the first time.
Well, I saw Tim Legler for the first time.
We've talked to our guy, our All City
IRL.
Network teammate Tim Legler.
Mavs legend.
Had a really good conversation with Tim Legler. He was jazzed
Yeah,
about calling
absolutely.
tonight's game as well.
Still has his Mavs jersey at home, I believe, in a frame from his time.
As he should.
Legs played on some Mavs teams that struggled a bit. Can you imagine us doing a show with an 11-71 Mavs squad, or a 13-69?
We'd be
Mavs
running
squad?
out of bits by like December.
All right. I hate to do this, but do you guys want to talk a little bit more Cooper? I've got more thoughts.
No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
I've got more thoughts.
But yes, it was fun. I had a great time. I had a great time.
So, for me, a lot of the big takeaway is, and I'm trying really hard not to let one game affect my priors because Cooper Flagg, he had a bad game, but I thought, by his own admission, I thought he showed everything that we expect him to be. There is still this big question that we talk about is the Dallas Mavericks are going into next season not prioritizing or not like going out of their way and being willing to trade players to upgrade the guard position to go with that guy who's going to fill in for Kyrie as Kyrie misses. They just chose free agency as a market. And a lot of the idea is that Cooper Flagg is ready now. And Cooper Flagg is ready now. There was some winning NBA basketball plays in the game, the game that just finished. And I promise you, it's a bad game. You run that same game back. I am certain that a few more shots go in, that the box score looks a little bit better. It's just a bad game. That said, if Dallas is relying, and if they're going into next season thinking they're still trying to win now, this is not a gap year. This is get everything lined up and set up for when Kyrie comes back. Again, if Kyrie can't comes back, that's one. They're not pushing him to do that, but it's like make the team viable, competitive, ready to win. Because we think Kyrie is coming back this year, and if that involves relying on Cooper Flagg playing the two, a lot of Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, I just think there's a little bit of a disconnect between what Dallas is saying and what Cooper Flagg is right now at this exact moment ready for. Every single time that Cooper Flagg had the ball going downhill, not just transition stuff, but, semi-transition, opportunities where, he was, one-on-one inside the arc. He had advantages already built for him. And all of a sudden, he's getting good shots out of it. And what I didn't like, what I thought that, this was summer league defense, going to be tougher in the NBA. I've said this the entire time. I think it is going to take some time for Cooper Flagg to turn into somebody who can look at a set defense against a man matched up against him, like a primary assignment, and then just go turn it into, for sure, something that is going to help the rest of the offense flow. And that's why it stuck out to me when he was talking about, rhythm and running some more plays and getting the ball moving. These are things that he said that were adjustments. All of the good stuff on the offensive end, not all, but a lot of the good stuff I saw on the offensive end was Cooper Flagg playing within the system. This is the right time to go put the ball in his hand. I would have been upset if he didn't take 20 shots. I wanted to see 20 shots. I think a lot of those misses, some of those misses, in another game, like I said, maybe makes. But what I saw initially is that if you're going into next season, and ultimately if you can't do it, you can't do it. Dallas is going to adjust. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But if this is how they set up the team, and if this is, even as quickly as Cooper Flagg improves, and again, I think this is one of the best attributes about him, that is the slight disconnect I see between the team they're building, the team they've built, really, and Cooper's role within it, and the one skill that I think Cooper will take some adjustment to, and the outlook on what next season is.
I thought he was aggressive at times. I thought he made some really good passes. Obviously, shots weren't necessarily falling from some of the passes that he did make, but at the same time, I thought the aggressiveness at which he was at times going downhill, obviously the athleticism going downhill in transition is something that we will have a lot of fun watching throughout the course of the year. It looks like we have a super chat.
So we can't. Can we show super chats, Tanner? I guess you can. Okay. So we got a super chat from I Need a Ball, $3. Thank you for the super chat. Cooper Flagg is the white Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
Hey, yo, it's his first game.
It's a compelling comp. Okay, and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist also played for the Mavs, like MKG was on the Mavs. I admire the that's quite the pull.
I admire the trolling.
I mean,
this is high. This is a man who is, or a woman, or a person.
Because
he's been on the internet.
We can't rule it out. All right, we can't rule out that's comp is not going to turn out being accurate.
I am not convinced that Michael Kidd-Gilchrist ever made 5 shots in an NBA game.
That's just
come on,
not true.
Tim.
That's
come
just
on, relax,
not true.
man.
That's just not true.
I
bet he did that in 5 summer league games.
Folks will look at the shooting splits tonight. He missed 16 of the 21 shots that he took. He went 0 of 5 from the three-point line. There is work to do on the jump shot. There is work to do from beyond the three-point line. That is obviously evident.
Yeah, you want to know who else that's true for? Literally every player that's ever been in the NBA.
Exactly. But that's ultimately
every single
my
one.
point.
Now, our guy, Tim Legler, on the broadcast, someone mentioned this in the chat. Like, Legler talked about how the ball comes off his pinky, which is true. He has a bit of a side spin on the ball. Not great. That's going to get a lot of unfriendly bounces. It's a weird trajectory. Like, it's just not good to shoot it that way. But like Luka changed, every single player changes their jump shot when they come to the league. Like you're never a finished product. So I'm just not worried about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
For me, the one thing that I want to see improved is there's a lot of times where he got a step, and then he ended up just 2-foot stopping and ended up with a turnaround jumper. I don't care about I think I said this on a show earlier this week. Oh my God. Time has flown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about the three-pointer. I think the three-pointer is going to be fine. I thought all the looks he took were fine. And some nights they're going to go in, some nights they won't. For me, what really stood out is when you get a step, when you get an advantage, can you finish all the way at the rim? Because there was a lot of times where I thought he got a step, and then all of a sudden, it just like, if you have a step and you're driving to the rim, it should not end up with an 8-foot turnaround.
Yeah,
there
go
was
finish
too much of that.
Yeah.
I think
that's film though and developing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is something he's going to get better at. But I thought that was an example of when I say, is he consistently creating advantages? And then when he is creating advantages, when he is getting a step on his man, when he is forcing, the defense to, collapse and react to him, that's the situation where, you can't turn that into a jumper. You can't turn that into a difficult jumper. Honestly, one of my favorite plays of the entire game was, here I have it in my notes, 4:42 mark, round 4:42 of the fourth quarter. Cooper screened, and it was Kelly was driving, and it was
that was a good play. It was an ATO.
Yeah, it was an ATO, and it was a Cooper rolling, and Cooper rolling attracted so much attention that the Lakers' weak side defender just left McLaughlin in the corner. I think it was right in the angle where it was like through the through the stanchion.
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst day. But McLaughlin from the corner hit a corner three. That is the type of attention that Cooper Flagg is going to attract. He's a roll threat. He's an alley-oop threat.
MKG made 7 shots in his summer league debut.
Mm.
All right, that's 2
Take
more than
that,
Cooper
Cato.
tonight.
Take
all
that
right?
for data.
MKG scored 18 points and had
Okay,
8 boards,
so-
5 assists, 4 steals in his summer league debut. That dude is a freaking legend, and you know it.
Before you respond,
I was just going to say, like, the comparison was too good. Yeah.
it was too good.
No, it was a great
Chris
super
was-
chat.
That's
That's what super chats are for.
Yeah,
Got
it was
you.
too optimistic.
Got you.
Go ahead.
Let's take our next break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, we're going to break out the Corella Strader in a little bit different way because our guy, Brian Nembhard, was cooking tonight. Bobby Corella is going to tell us how coming up next here on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
But first, just like your favorite team needs a home court advantage, the Lakers had one of those tonight, and it wasn't good enough, baby. Your home needs a home floor advantage, and Empire Today can help you get it. They got flooring experts. These are dedicated flooring professionals who focus on flooring every single day. The best part is they will bring the showroom to you. You don't got to put your clothes on, put on your Sunday best, head to the big box store. No, they will bring all of that stuff to your living room, to your kitchen, to your dining room to show you what your floor will look like in your lighting with your decor and your color scheme. You don't got to try and envision it. They bring it to you. And what's best is you can schedule an installation as soon as the next day because nobody likes to wait. Schedule a free and home estimate today because some things are just better at home. DLLS listeners can receive a $350 discount using promo code DLLS. That is right, a $350 discount with promo code DLLS. Restrictions apply. Visit EmpireToday.com/DLLS for full details.
Boys and girls, we are live at Superbook Westgate in the heart of Las Vegas. Of course, for NBA Summer League, your home for legendary Vegas fun, the world's largest race and sports book here in Las Vegas. Superbook has a state-of-the-art LED displays with 4K resolution, 63.2 million pixels, and more than 4,200 square feet of digital space. Recently voted the best sports book in Vegas, a must-see destination if you're a sports fan or if you're like Bobby Corella and never mind. If you're like Bobby Corella and you're able to put down somebody to win tonight like he did when it came to the Mavericks, you can do that here.
Folks, if you're swimming in it and you want to start drowning in it, this is the place to come.
This is the place to do it. For the most must-see destination for sports fans visiting Las Vegas, check out WestgateResorts.com. Again, WestgateResorts.com. Come visit this beautiful, beautiful Superbook that we are sitting in right now doing the show live in the official hotel of the DLLS Mavs podcast. Again, thank you to Westgate Superbook for hosting us here at NBA Summer League.
It was a lively atmosphere in here watching the game, too.
Very nice, very nice. It's a beautiful place that we are sitting in, of course, at the Superbook Westgate live here on the DLLS Mavs post-game show.
Can I say one more thing about Cooper before we fully move on?
You can in just a second. 87-85 Mavericks get it done with the win tonight. They'll be back on the floor on Saturday when they take on Dylan Harper, maybe, and the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs and Sixers currently in action right now at Thompson Mack, just down the road from us.
I have a player comparison that feels like you guys might get mad at me, but I can't get it out of my head.
Is it MKG?
It is not MKG.
Okay.
And it's much more about the way he moves than
Just like that.
he reminds me of a young Dirk, movement-wise.
Aggregate it.
Legitimately.
Get your stuff ready to aggregate.
He plays high. He plays up. He's got wide shoulders. But young Dirk was athletic. Cooper is a different level of athlete.
Tanner caught it.
But when you watch him in transition, he looks a lot like young Dirk to me. The other thing is when he drives, he is a very straight line driver. He doesn't have a lot of wriggle. What he will do is that he can rearrange. He can change those lines, with a quick spin or, a post up into another spin out of a post up. That's how Dirk would drive as well. Again, obviously there are different levels of shooters. They play differently. Cooper, certainly, there's a lot of ways this comparison. I'm not making a one-to-one comparison. Of course I'm not. But in terms of Cooper,
see what the aggregators say about that.
Mm-hmm.
This will not be aggregated on any
Not to the
Maybe-
over 400 people
Wow,
watching
Tim
live
is
right now.
challenging you to not.
That's right, to
aggregate it.
not
Yeah.
aggregate him.
Well,
at
I'm
this
not
very moment.
reporting anything. What are you going to aggregate? Tim Cato said something.
That's right.
I say things. I say hours of things every week. I legitimately
Sometimes
see it.
in one
I've been. That's a compliment.
Stein off the top, bro.
But I
like late,
There are
this late
some
night
weeks when
Stein.
segments happen. I like that.
But yeah, I see a little bit of that, and especially the way that when he drives, like the way that he reorientates is, then a quick back down and then a spin, and a lot of the turnaround jumpers he's looking for. I just see a movement, a body, and not an athleticism, but like just a movement similarity between what young Dirk was and just like kind of a Cooper who. Of course, is not the shooter, but and is more athletic.
Well, his
But
version.
I see it there.
Well, his Hall of Fame teammate, Steve Nash, Ryan Nembhard reminded us of a little bit tonight. No, I'm just joking. Ryan Nembhard had. You can aggregate that if you want to. No, I'm just
Please
kidding.
don't.
I'm just kidding. But Ryan Nembhard, ethical, 8 of 14 from the field tonight, 21 points in 33 minutes. 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from
What
downtown.
makes it ethical again? What are the standards for ethical?
Not taking free throws mostly.
Thank you.
And he shot well above 50%.
Yeah.
We love an ethical jump shooter. Bobby Curla, talk to me about
Efficiency.
Ryan. That's right. Efficiency is the name of the game around here. Talk to me about Ryan Nembhard tonight and what you saw and what you liked from the Gonzaga product.
He is a basketball player. Former Mavs assistant coach Melvin Hunt used when I did a podcast way back in the ancient days. This was not on camera. I believe it was with Matt Mosley. I think it was called the Post Up Podcast with Matt Mosley and the BK Brawler. And Melvin Hunt was talking to us about J.J. Barea and Devin Harris, and he kept using the term corporate knowledge to describe what made them so valuable. Now, those guys were, at the time, 32, 33, 34 years old. Ryan Nembhard is, 21, 22? But he's got old man game. Reminds me a lot of, there are differences between guys that are like 18, 19 that come along that play point guard and guys that played 3-4 years in college. Like Jalen, for example, came along and his skill wasn't quite to the level, obviously, anywhere near the level it was that it is now, or even, by his final year with the Mavs. But as a rookie, he came in and you could look at the guy and say, like, he knows how to play. Like, he knows what he's doing out there. Everything he's doing is with intent. Everything he's doing, he looks completely under control. He scored their final 5 points tonight. He had that ISO where he took that little kind of between the legs crossover to that step back, like 20-footer, looked just like his brother doing it. Easy shot to get to. They will always allow you to take it, and if you can make it, there's 10 to 12 free points to be had if you can knock down middies all game. And then he took the transition three. Defensively, he did a lot of stuff he did in college, whenever he was at Gonzaga, especially the last couple of years.
Active hands.
Yeah, he would play, kind of this sort of like pseudo low man. I mean, he's 5'10", 5'11". He's not very big, but whenever he's down there, he's not going to stop you with his size or his length. And so what he's going to try and do is, cosplay as Jose Alvarado for a little bit and get really small instead of getting really big and sneak around you or sneak from behind you and just poke the ball away. He did that a lot at Gonzaga. He did that a few times tonight, including in some critical moments of the game. Strong hands, smart player, knows his spots on offense. Just really, 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 really high level thinker, and good shooter. Getting him on a two-way deal it's criminal.
Yeah, seriously, if
Criminal.
we're gonna have an opening night, first night of summer league overreaction, it's really to Nembhard and like how fast is he gonna blow through those 50 games on a two-way? Like they're gonna
By game 50.
Yeah, like he is going to play, especially if his willingness. Like we always talk about, it's not just making shots; it's the willingness to take them. Tonight they went down, but like if he can keep defenses honest, making those kind of shots, the way he can pass, this team is crying out for more passing. Jason Kidd, I is going to say this often. I'm sure I didn't have volume on his halftime interview with Malika Andrews on ESPN, but I would imagine he said it in that interview, and if he didn't, I'm sure he's going to say it the next time we get him in front of cameras. This team needs more passers. It does, with Kyrie out right now, and even Kyrie. I mean, at this point in his career, Kyrie is more of a finisher. Like, they need guys who can pass. And Nembhard is going to play. I mean, the guy is like, they won the lottery, obviously, with a 1.8% chance, but they won another mini lottery somehow that Nembhard wasn't drafted and made it all the way to.
How is that even possible?
I mean, it's
led the country in assist.
It's a
efficiently.
question. It's a question I'm going to be asking every other team that I run into here, because one story I did hear tonight, Jay Triano, new Mavs assistant, former Canadian Olympic coach and former Canadian Olympic. I need to make sure he played in the Olympics, but he was a longtime national team player for Canada. So obviously the Nembhards are from Canada.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Jay Triano's presence helped the Mavs here, because, like, once you go undrafted, like, then you have your pick of all teams. So I was told that Jay Triano's presence here helped the Mavs there a little bit. So getting Nembhard is huge, just a huge find. And like I said, if we're going to overreact to something tonight, it's how well he played. And for a team that needs backcourt help, I think they saw that they already have some in their two-way.
There's always go ahead.
Well, I mean, first off, I loved his album, Some Rap Songs, fantastic. The Neural Sweatshirt joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I realized that went over.
When you have to explain it like a nanosecond after, it's probably not good.
I know
would
him from
slow
the Frank
down.
Ocean song. That's it.
I thought he was awesome. I would probably be like a half step behind you guys and thinking that like he's gonna step in and instantly play, or instantly like be effective. There's a couple moments where it's just you've especially once you get to the NBA level, like if you're a smaller point guard, like a quite a bit smaller point guard, you really have to adjust to size and length and physicality. And I believe there's a near and one, or not an and one, but there's a foul called. It looked like maybe it was a foul, maybe it wasn't, and it was one of those ones where he went to one of those mid rangers and got blocked at the point of a release. That is going to be a little bit of a learning curve, I think. And again, obviously in the first half he got tons of them off, and he's a good shooter. He has a very similar, I think the first mid ranger he took looked as all of his mid rangers look a lot like Andrew Nembhard, his brother, but that first one, I'm like, that's literally him. I just think that it's tough, and I think that he is the type of shorter, smaller guard who can make the adjustment.
But we said it's an overreaction. It's an opening night overreaction.
True overreaction.
It's an ethical overreaction.
I don't even think it's
I like what you did there.
I don't think it's an overreaction only because the specific team that he's on has two healthy, what we would call point guards.
True point guards, yeah.
I would say that D'Angelo Russell and Brandon Williams are not true point guards. Those are guys that can score that are 6 feet. And D'Lo's 6'5", but I mean,
and the knife is still in there somewhere because he played a lot of point guard this season. So I think he's an option.
But I think that
here's the problem: their front court doesn't have minutes, doesn't allow them to play more guards.
That's
another
for
huge
sure.
part of this, and also where some of what I'm saying is he's just going to play
right. Yeah, but I mean, he's essentially the same size as Brandon Williams and Kyrie, so it's not like the Mavs are like, nah, you got to be 6'7" and up to play here.
I would say there is a difference between those two and him.
I'm just going to say this with confidence. Jason Kidd is going to give him a chance to play.
Sure.
Now maybe they will find out what you're saying, that obviously a real NBA game against proven NBA competition is going to be a lot harder than this was. But I am very sure he is going to get a chance.
He's going to get an opportunity.
He's going to get a chance.
And he should, because
yes.
the two healthy guys they have that are going to man that position right now can get buckets, and that's I mean this with no disrespect. That's pretty much the extent of their NBA skill. D'Lo on his best days can have a nice solid 2 to 1 or 3 to 1 assist to turnover ratio, but for the most part, he's not really that guy. Brandon Williams can get buckets. He did for the Mavs for a really nice 3-4 week stretch at the end of the year that I hope is legit. I mean, he was 12, 15 points a game every night. Some nights he popped for 25 or more. But if you're looking for someone to organize your offense, neither of those guys are really going to do that. They're going to be shot hunting, and neither of those guys are guarding anybody at the other end of the floor. So if you're looking for what are you contributing right now, he can contribute more things. Granted, it's one summer league game and all that stuff. But on his college tape, I'm seeing a guy that can do a lot, potentially at the NBA level. Obviously, severely limited by his height, which is why he was not drafted or certainly contributed to it. If he was 6'2", he's going in the first round. He's way better than most of those guys that
Yeah, I would say that is why.
That Portland or Brooklyn,
that is 100% why.
chose 3 point guards, and he's better than all of them right now.
Yeah.
But he's 5'11". That is an issue. But if you're looking for guys
Better than Ben Saroff, who played in Germany this season? 6'7"
I don't know.
lefty?
probably.
Just checking.
Ryan's better than Cooper. All right.
All right, let's take a next break.
Luke
It's
and
time to
Taylor.
take a
No.
break.
Let me
check
finish.
the box
Let
score.
me finish this real quick. You're looking for
Better
guys.
than Danny Wolf-Cato?
Absolutely. You're looking for guys in the second round. Okay. We're talking about the second round of the NBA draft, the ultimate crapshoot. What can you do on an NBA floor right now? The Pacers had a pick in the back half of the second round, like 54 or something. They took some dude that played 3 years at a D2 school, transferred, played 1 year in D1, low-level D1, shot 45%. They drafted him. 4-year college player, played 3 years at D2 and is like 6'6", had one good three-point shooting season, and he got drafted. And they have his brother. They have Andrew Nembhard, and they still didn't take Ryan.
This is
Obviously,
this is all part of your get his brother to Dallas plan, isn't it?
Absolutely, no. But the rules are rules, and there are reasons that teams don't take guys that are below 6 foot. But every single freaking year, there's like 5 guys that go undrafted that are so good in college. It's very obvious they were good in college, but their age or their height or their cone split or their full court sprint or their max vert or whatever makes them go undrafted. And it's like, I feel like I'm going crazy because I watch this guy play basketball and he's very good. I see Jalen Brunson play basketball and he's very good, and he goes 33rd in the draft. It's like there is no excuse for that. I see Ryan Nembhard play, and I'm like, yeah, that guy actually knows what he's doing out there, and he goes undrafted. It's just mystifying. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Never will, but I'm very happy that he's on the Mavs.
Ethical break because I have some news to share in the next segment.
Some ethical news or
some good news.
Good news.
Good breaking news.
Okay.
We're being investigated for an ethics violation.
No. Plus, not only will you hear that, I'm going to tell you what P.J. Washington and Naji Marshall told me about Cooper Flagg's performance tonight. We'll talk about that next on the
KG
DLLS
on the
Mavs post-game show. But it's Die Hard time.
Oh,
here
sorry.
on the
Do
DLLS.
you want me to pick it up? I can do it if you want.
It's Die Hard time here on the DLLS Mavs post-game show. If you want to become a member of our DLLS Sports family, I need you to go to alldlls.com, click that Die Hard tab right now, and join us here, and you get access to our member-only Discord, 20% off our events. You get access to the stylings and writings of our guy Tim Cato covering the Dallas Mavericks, Jeff Wilson covering the Texas Rangers, Clarence Hill Jr. covering the Dallas Cowboys, and, of course, Sean Shapiro and Sam Messer covering your Dallas Stars. I got a new head coach to do the Dallas Stars as well. Plus, you get this beautiful, beautiful physical Die Hard card, which I'm going to pull out right now, actually.
I'm glad because I somehow
dun.
Oh,
have it
come
on me.
on. You're going to get your physical Die Hard card right now, made of titanium, vibranium, and gold. In fact, it's almost too heavy for me to carry, but
It's
I
true.
can hold it
Oh, my God.
right there when it comes to
You've been working out,
Turn
bro?
down the
I
lights.
have
It's gonna
I have
just
been.
reflect and overheat the camera.
I have been working out because it's getting heavy, so I'm going to put it down right there. But again, alldlls.com, become a diehard member today. The quickest way you can support us here is to go to our YouTube channel, hit the like button, subscribe to DLLS Sports. And also, we've got our Las Vegas trip coming up. You see us in Vegas right now. You can come back to Vegas November 15th to the 18th with the DLS road trip when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys as well. They're going to be hanging out here in Sin City, culminating with a Monday Night Football tilt between your Dallas Cowboys and the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. You can hang out with Clarence Hill Jr. out here in Sin City as well, and make sure you take care of him, and he'll take care of you out here in Las Vegas.
He will not. You're on your own.
Oh, damn. Wow. Okay. Well,
You're going to need to help take care of Clarence.
you're going to need to take care.
That's the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
is correct.
Clarence is not watching out for anyone. Okay?
That's true. Plus, go to shop.allcitynetwork.com. Get your Flagg captured shirt right now, too. Hot off the presses. Of course, celebrating the #1 overall pick for your Dallas Mavericks and Cooper Flagg. Go to shop.allcitynetwork.com to get your free T-shirt today. Let's finish up here on the DLLS Mavs post-game show. Mavericks get it done 87-85. Cooper Flagg goes for what is in this game 10 points, on 5 of 21 from the field in 32 minutes of play. Brian Nembhard goes for 21 points in 33 minutes, going 8 of 14 from the field. Shout out to Miles Kelly, went 6 of 12 from the field tonight, had 17 points in the win. Bronny
He took
James,
like 5 shots in the first minute, man. He was not afraid.
yeah, he's putting
came
them
to
up.
play.
He was,
Tell us about talking to PJ and the knife.
yeah, I'm going to get to that. Like I said, there was a lot of Mavericks in the building tonight. Kyrie Irving leading a contingent that included Naji Marshall, PJ Washington, Brandon Williams, Max Christie as well. Jaden Hardy, don't want to forget about him in the building as well. Talked to PJ and Naji, the knife, after the game. Naji said something very interesting that I thought was, observing Cooper Flagg's performance. He said, look, Cooper made a lot of winning plays tonight. Didn't talk about his shooting, didn't talk about, the shooting splits. He said the guy came out there, was aggressive, and he made winning plays. And I think that says a lot already about a young man at 18 years old, getting his first steps in NBA action, albeit in Summer League. His teammates taking notice that he was making the kinds of plays that they thought were important in a game like this. PJ echoing the same sentiments when discussing Cooper Flagg, saying he was aggressive, liked what he brought in terms of the game that he presented tonight. They know that shots will start to fall for him, but those were some of the things that from the Mavericks who was sitting there watching it. I think one of the coolest moments of the night, and Kato, you can agree with me or not, I thought one of the coolest moments was Cooper gets Bronny James on the baseline. He's able to knock it down, a fadeaway jumper over Bronny James, and you see the entire Mavericks group just stand up and cheering and applauding him, praising him, of course, with that jump shot over Bronny James. I thought that was a really cool moment tonight, just signaling that, hey, this is our guy. We're here to support him. And I thought that was really cool to see the Mavericks contingent there. That was part of a sequence where he had a dunk in transition, and then he was able to back it up with a baseline fadeaway jumper over Bronny James. I thought one of the better sequences of Cooper Flagg tonight. But those are what some of the Mavericks had to say.
Yeah, I mean, every single one of them should have got technicals. They were
They were on the floor. They ran on the floor.
They were all
Really
suspended for
professional.
game one
Yeah,
of the
exactly.
NBA season.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, it was his good sequence.
Yes.
Like
yes.
he had a bad game.
Yes.
It was a really good sequence.
Yes, that was.
He, and he's gonna make winning plays, 100%. I'm not trying to harp on it. Just like he is going to make winning plays. The question is like, where do you want to channel all these? Like, he is very talented on the basketball court. He is gonna make winning plays from game one. Do you want to channel all of his energy into that? Do you want to, diversify? Do you want to see how much of a scorer he is? What approach do you have for Cooper Flagg? I mean, we were talking about this with Tim McMahon, and a lot of it just comes down to what approach do you have to the season? What approach do you have to Cooper Flagg? This is a situation, and it's a no-lose situation. If you send him out there and he's a lead option, if he's in charge of the bench lineups, he's going to get better at it. It might not, it might look rough for a month, 2 months, 3 months. It might not set you up in mid-February with the best record that you want, but I also 100% believe that Cooper Flagg is going to get better at it because he's never stopped getting better at anything his entire life. So it's a win-win situation. It's a good situation to be in. I really enjoyed that sequence. Yeah. He is going to be terrifying in transition.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
he's a locomotive in
for
transition.
Sure.
Him getting downhill, that athleticism is
just like Dirk was.
Frightening getting downhill. Real quick, I want to pass on a message from Naji as well. He said he's coming for it all in 2025, 2026.
I thought you were going to say he said he's coming on the show. That would be super exciting news.
Can you take back that message and get a better one?
I just wanted to let you know, Naji said he primed for a big 25-26. He wanted to let y'all know that Naji, he's ready. He's ready. So I'm looking for big things.
Well, all those guys are in town. They're working out together too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's the stuff that obviously not open to the public, not on television, but you see how many Mavericks regulars are here.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting in a workout together every day. So it's like, I don't want to exaggerate it like it's some sort of, because all teams, that's the case for all teams.
There's a lot of NBA players here.
A lot of current NBA players are here, and everybody gets in. But it is good to see when you have 6, 7, 8 guys all here already working out in a little mini camp action.
They were all excited to be at the game. You could tell that the group was very
You guys want some more good news?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So tomorrow we'll have our show.
Time kind of TBD.
Yeah,
but
time
we'll
is somewhat TBD, but guesting on tomorrow's show, I'm gonna go so far as to say confirmed guest Ryan Nembhard.
Hey!
Let's
Fresh
go.
off his
ethical.
his star turn, very
Let's
ethical
go.
performance tonight will be. We're gonna have to make room for him. One
God,
of us.
I can't wait to tell him how much I loved his performance, how I think he's going to instantly
That's
start.
Corella's
like all
job.
the all
That's
the
Corella's
beautiful
job.
things.
You're just
It
lying.
sucks.
That's for Corella.
It sucks that
Should we
Bobby
literally
was a
lying?
little
Only-
bit lower on him.
One of us
but-
has to. This is only a 4-person set.
It's gonna be me.
One of the 4. Should we put it to a poll? Should we let?
No.
Should we,
Tater
should
was
we-
hoping
should
that we would
should
not
we-
do a poll
should
at
we
any
That's
ask-
gonna
point.
sow
Should we-
discord in the ranks. I'll just
Jeez.
get off the show. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I have to do
What are they
so much
saying?
other nonsense tomorrow that I don't even want to talk. Sorry. I get to do my job that I love so very much tomorrow.
Clean it up,
for a lot of the
Corella.
day.
Clean it up now.
I just cannot
So
wait
he's gonna be
to
here.
tackle
It's
those
past
things.
11 p.m.
We're gonna
in
let
Dallas.
him sit
I think
next to Cato.
Well,
harping on his
I think
every
you
flaw.
might have to sit here to create a buffer between him and Tim.
Maybe.
yeah.
Then I'll slide in whenever he gets off the show.
We can
So
consider
Ryan
that.
Nembhard going to be on the show
Yes.
tomorrow on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
Precise time TBD, but we are quite excited to have him join us here at the Westgate Vegas.
There will be some kind of content
The
with
Superbook.
us and Ryan Nembhard at a
Superbook.
time.
yeah.
Hopefully live. Hopefully on live, but the timing of everything is always in flux because this city has a way of making things happen.
It's a lot
to-
going on.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
lot
the Mavs,
going on.
Look, the Mavs do have a practice tomorrow, and I think there is another function on his calendar before
is,
he
yes.
gets to us. But it's either going to be live or a neatly wrapped package that it features exclusively Ryan Nembhard.
You're going to
on-
hear from
on our
Ryan
question.
Nembhard.
You guys want to hear something really weird?
Do we have a
My
choice?
brother
It better be weird.
is named Andrew, and my parents' first name for me was going to be Ryan.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they named you after McMahon instead?
It became a middle name. So,
Timothy Ryan Cato?
You were so close. My original middle name was also going to be Ryan.
man, what happened?
I don't know.
Bobby Omax.
I wasn't there.
Corella.
Yeah.
Bobby Omax Corella. So that's exciting news. Ryan Nembhard going to be coming on the show tomorrow on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
What should we ask him, chat? Let us know. What should we ask him?
Kelly Cam really wants us to talk about Miles Kelly.
I thought Miles Kelly acquitted himself well tonight.
Yeah, he is not afraid to shoot.
He's gonna
has
put him
a
up.
Very quick release. There were a couple shots he took where I was like, "Oh my god!" And he made him. So it's like he's clearly not just trying too hard to do too much. Very quick release. His footwork, he's catching on the move and just putting that thing up, which is pretty impressive. Now he's 21, 22. Played I think 3 or 4 years in college. Everyone plays. If you were in college during the COVID time, some college football players are older than me and still playing. They still have eligibility somehow. And then there's transfers and stuff. So he was in college, I think, for 3 years. A little older, advanced footwork, advanced skill, advanced shooting. And that, again, that's a perfect example of a guy at his size. He's 6'4", 6'5", goes undrafted because he is an NBA-level shooter. And what else can you do? We'll see. But that's an ideal two-way player because you have the one thing that you can do. You can drop him into a high-level basketball game right now, and he is going to let the rock fly. And then can he develop 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 other things? It really helps for him that he's going to get to play alongside some dude named Klay Thompson for a very long time, over the summer and into camp and through preseason and all that stuff. Pick up some pointers from that dude. Be a sponge. But yeah, he's an absolute. He's a cannon with the ball.
Last 2 minutes of our show.
Tanner texted us, warning alert.
Ooh, are we getting close?
2
Tanner
minutes.
texted us,
got
alert.
2
We
minutes.
don't have our clock like we usually
That's
do.
right.
Luke Reich in the chat says
Just for
Jordan
an
Hall was
explanation.
extremely, but Jordan Hall absolutely he shot the skin off the ball too. Really good game from him as well.
Somebody impressed Roe with me and said he looks like Minivan's son. Oh my God, my brain is gone.
That's all right.
Plays for Atlanta now.
George
Everybody,
Niang.
yeah, Niang.
David Roddy. Oh,
Yeah, George Niang.
Jordan Hall going 23 minutes tonight,
Yeah.
4 or 6 from the field, 9 points in tonight's game. Had 5 rebounds as well to go along with 4 assists and a block in tonight's game. So A lot of fun tonight at Thomas
Chat,
and Max
I have a
Center.
question for chat before we go. Should we go out tonight now after our 2 shows today, or should we just go retreat to our rooms and rest up for tomorrow? In Vegas, what should we do?
I'm going to get something to eat.
It's
We
9:22 local time.
Damn, what y'all finna do? I'm finna go get
retweet
something
to
to eat.
our rooms.
Retreat.
Lock in, Kato.
I'm gonna go in my room
You
and
had
just
to
hit retweet.
lock in.
I'm just gonna mash retweet in my room.
That's how it sounded a little bit the first
I
time.
started, but I caught myself.
I have to
and
write a
fixed it.
newsletter.
have
Sub
to write
sub
a
to the DLLS Sports
story.
newsletter on our website.
As long
It's
as
great. It's
Tanner's
free. It's
not,
awesome.
you know,
I write it.
crushing Lunchables and Cheerios, that's going to be a good night tonight for us, okay? Well, we really appreciate all of you joining us here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. Shout out to the over 400 of you watching us live tonight here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show, live from the Superbook at Westgate. We will be back tomorrow.
Love being in Vegas.
Ryan Nembhard is going to be our guest on tomorrow's show. We got a lot more content coming up over the next few days. We're here till Sunday.
There will be
boys and girls.
surprises and curveballs.
Yeah, we got some
Rest
stuff.
assured.
I got a text tonight about some stuff we're going to cook up this weekend as well, so I'm excited to share that with you when I have the opportunity to share that with you. So we got a lot more content coming up here on the DLLS
I have to
Mavs
cheat
podcast.
off your paper to read the chat because I don't have
You got 30 papers right there.
Shout out to our guy
None of
Tanner
them
making
have
us
the
look
chat
good
on it,
and
though.
sound good as always.
I'll
Thank
print
you,
off
sir.
the chat for you.
That is our
I need a-
very
I need a
enthusiastic
printer that can print the chat out for the old man.
and
It's
happy
Like a ticker machine.
Yeah.
And they complain
National
about me.
NBA insider Mark Stein. It's time to go. I'm ready to go
This is
eat.
unbelievable.
That is our Mavericks analyst Bobby Curlin and #1 Ryan Nembhard fan.
Ryan Nembhard, I'm pouring honey on you, goat.
Is the intrepid Tim Cato. I am merely your host, Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We'll talk to you tomorrow right here
From
on
Vegas.
DLLS Sports, live from Westgate Superbook in Las Vegas. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.